On 7 minutes after the hour, 6 o'clock, and it's a very good evening to you and welcome to it. This is our broadcast coming to you live from our studios here in Hatfield in Pretoria, and this is a Government Communication and Information System together with the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development. My name is Karabalans. It's glad to be in your company for the next coming hour, and we're going to be learning like we always do on Thursday, and this Thursday is not going to be different though. We're going to be learning quite a lot, and joining us in the studio, I thought she was going to come in a bit later during the year, but I see she's moved things around because it's quite exciting what she and I were speaking about the last time when she was here, and I've asked her to please, put some more programming in that can really help us, and she was quite keen to do that. I'm very, very happy that we can see her coming in. In fact, she is here. I'm talking about Advocate Praise Kambula, and she is the head of a promotion of the rights of vulnerable groups unit at the DOJ and the CD. I'm going to be introducing her quite well. I've just introduced her, but I'll say hi to her now. Karabulans is my name. 0800 142 446 0800 142 446. That is our toll-free number this evening. If you want to be in touch with us, that's toll-free number. If you're calling from a landline, if you got a cell phone, please give us a call, and we'll take your cell phone number down, and we'll give you a call back, making sure that we're cutting down costs for you. So 0800 142 446. If you want to hook us up via social media, on Facebook, the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, on Twitter at DOJCD_ZA. That's at DOJCD_ZA. Advocate Kambula, thank you so much for making time for us, and then you're back.
Yes.
You're back, like you promised you're going to be back, and you're back.
Yes, it means that I'm honest, eh?
It absolutely, and I'm
reliable.
sure very reliable, and I'm sure the listeners are quite excited to hear your voice this evening. The last time we had so much fun, we've learned so much, and to see you back again to come and give us some more insights today, this evening, we're pretty excited about that, and we're looking forward to it. Well, maybe as a listener you're wondering, okay, so what's exciting about this evening? You're talking about excitement and Advocate Kambula. What are we talking about? Well, we're going to be talking about intimate femicide and my safety plan. Let me just read it. You say what? You're probably saying intimate femicide and my safety plan. That's what we're going to be talking about this evening. So make sure that you don't move an inch. If you do, just pump your radio up slightly so you can hear it while fetla le barakeng ina o fetla le bupi mola o ri a ditsa swana le mama bushwa ka mkama ntse go apeiwa ona mo di gore wa rekwa. As you can hear, ke itjale ka Sepedi, meaning that it's a multilingual show. This you're more than welcome. Go ka bolela rena ka Sepedi ke le mhlomo ka nyako blation na nomoro mogala ke 0800 142 446 0800 142 446 ga ile gore mhlomo ka nyako blation le rena yona ke mphiwa fela tlo bosa le feselo ga ile gore o shumisha mogala wa gago wa ka ntlong ba yona Telkom line ga ile gore mhlomo o shumisa sella thekeng sa gago o ka se ntšhale sona o boreleletša re tla tšea nomoro tša gago tša mogala re go leletše ka mamorago ore re tle re go kgaolele di-cost tša gago gore o seke wa re ka airtime gantšintši o leka gore o founele. Ungathetha nathi ngesixhosa, ngakhuluma nathi ngesizulu, ungathetha nathi ngesiswati vele, ngakhulumisana nathi ngesindebele. All the languages welcome. If we don't understand anything, we might ask you to rephrase in English, but hey, first time around, just hit it in the language of your choice. So, intimate femicide and my safety plan, that's what we're talking about this evening. Let's start with the basics again, Advocate, and maybe let's just explain what this intimate femicide and my safety plan, what are we talking about?
We are talking about women who die in intimate relationships. In other words, we talk about women who die in love or having an intimate relationship with the person who killed them. It's the loss of life in the intimate relationship, and it happens a lot in South Africa. So it's high time that we begin to talk about it. But then it is the end result of domestic violence. So today we are not moving away from domestic violence. We are talking about what could result in if you do not take any action when you are a victim of domestic violence.
Wow.
And that result is death.
Yeah.
If you don't take any action, you die.
Wow.
So that's basically what we're going to be talking about today.
So there we go. Especially as we continue to commemorate Women's Month on our show, we will continue to discuss issues that are affecting women in their daily lives, and this is one of it. Now, in South Africa, gender-based violence, which encompasses any kind of violence, it can be physical, it can be sexual, emotional, and psychological as well, against women and children, continues to be a major challenge in our community. Now, government continues to work earnestly to curb gender-based violence. Now, as individuals, do you know what to do if you were to experience any form of gender-based violence, especially domestic violence? Do you know? If you don't, it means you don't have a plan. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about as well, the plan.
The safety plan, yes. That the victims really need to consider. It talks also to the survivors as well, because there's a thin line between one who is called a victim and another one who's called the survivor. And I think that is about the attitude, the mentality issue that is there. Because if you call me a victim and I consider myself a victim, then a greater the possibilities that I might not see the need for me, to get out of this relationship or to find a way out, because I'm already thinking a victim. But when I'm thinking survivor, I have to look for ways of getting out of this. So there's a positive connotation, by referring to the people that we'll be talking about today as survivors, because we want them to be survivors and not victims. You have to progress from a stage of being a victim to a level of being a survivor, and it has everything to do with your attitude, the way that you think of yourself. It's about rising up from the dust and say that, you know what, there's something that I can do, because there's always something that a person can do to get out of any violent situation. Not to say that we are blaming you, we are taking it away from government, but then as individuals, if you put your foot on a burning coal, you don't wait for government to take you out of that. You just jump out. So there are those situations that we really need to consider as things that we should be doing as women to protect ourselves. Because you do have your mind, you do have your brains, you still have your hands, you still have everything that you had before you got into this relationship. So then the issues of dependency we really need to talk about. So basically that's the kind of a person that we're going to be talking about. We're talking about somebody who's trapped, in this relationship, who there are so many things that make a woman not to leave a violent relationship. And it is issues of, I will speak of one of economic dependence. And remember that she is today a victim because of power and control. It is because of the partner using that power and control, using those words to this victim to disempower her and to make her not to think that she's worthy of anything. So it affects then the way that the victims think. And so we talk about somebody who's trapped in something that she probably never foresaw coming. So now there is what is called, if you can allow me to talk about it, there's what is called the cycle of violence. And it is that verb that makes them to stay in abusive relationships until they die. Because today we're talking about somebody who has not survived the relationship, who has actually died in this relationship. So it is a web. So a spider's web. It's like a spider, when you get into a relationship, you are getting into a spider's web, because when it starts with beautiful things, those sweet messages, those those moments of you being taken out to expensive restaurants and all that. There's too much fun, you know, when it begins, and there are a lot of promises that you get as a victim. So you are looking at this person, and you know, with us as women, we like to dream, so it takes us back to childhood. This is probably that person that I have been waiting for, and you have all these expectations. So then, but this person has only one mission, and the mission is to take you to the center of the web. And when you look at the spider's web, you'll see that every panel is designed in the same way, is the same shape, is the same size, and it takes you at that center, and that is the center of control. Because when you are at the center of control and you look up and you are trying to find a way out, you are like, where is the exit here? Because everything looks the same. And that is that kind of an experience of the victim that we'll be talking about. And then it makes them to find it then very complicated to leave the relationship, and especially when it is a relationship that has led to marriage. You see, with us, we are taught as women as we grow up, which is something that as mothers we need to stop doing. You know, teaching your children that life is about marriage. You should get married. There's something that is not right with you if you are not married. So then there is sometimes they stay in this relationship, in this spider's web that I'm talking about, because of the fact that I don't want to be seen as divorce. And sometimes you'll find that it is the religious expectations that do not want you to get divorced. So it's those things, economic dependence. It is the person who's providing for me, providing for my children, is paying for the roof over my head. What's going to happen to me if I march out? And also it is which I think that it is one of the most issues that make them to stay. It is the fear of further retaliation, that this person will hunt me down, find me, and kill me, because that is what the perpetrators will say to their victims, that should you leave, I will find you and kill you. And in some instances, that's what they do and succeed, you know, and kill them.
20 minutes after 6 o'clock. Yeah, what a mouthful. Hey, painting that whole picture there. I'm even getting goosebumps because of that. 0800 142 446, 0800 142 446. Maybe let's take a caller quickly. I mean, after that, you know, let's see what people think. Let's speak to Smonelo from Endwe. Sismo.
Yeah, sanibona mfowethu lapha.
Oh, sorry, ubaba usiboke manje. Hey, ngizoshajwa this evening.
One of the soba mfowethu.
Baba kunjani?
Yeah, I'm smart soba from there mfowethu.
No, ngiyabonga man, ngiyabonga. Okay, masizwe kuwe ke.
I'm just not here. Also, I used to pray for people who have problems. Recently, a woman came to me and she complained about her husband, her boyfriend. That woman, she told me that she had to step multiple wounds by her boyfriend.
Is that what you've experienced?
Yeah, I'm talking about a woman who came to me asking for a prayer because she's in a relationship which is not good. Her boyfriend is so rude. She stepped her multiple wounds. And when she went to the police station to raise charges, she's been ignored by officials there.
And then what did you do afterwards? Since she came to you at first, is there anything that you is there any way that you tried to help this person?
Sure, I said multiple words, and again the boyfriend dragged her with a suitcase in the gravel road.
Was he arrested eventually though?
I think now she came from hospital because recently this man came again and this man, he kicked the door open and she came inside the house and calling to pick the woman.
Okay, Baba Sbo, thank you so much for that info. I think it's got to do with the issue here, you know, the whole perpetrator, if I can call it that, perpetrator and people feeling that justice is not serving them. Somebody goes laser complaint, but he says officials are not they're not keen on helping.
Is it on domestic violence?
It is absolutely. It's a boyfriend and girlfriend. Guy stabs the woman, multiple wounds, he says. And the lady goes laser charge, but nobody wants to take.
She's got two actions. That one is to lay a criminal charge of assault GBH. That is assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. And the second one is to apply for a protection order. She can do them simultaneously, that is taking those actions or one after another. But then that's the reason why I'm here. You know, if we can get her details, then we will make a follow-up with that case and ensure that it is sorted out.
We'll definitely do
and
that.
And we apologize for that.
Right. 0800 142 446 0800 142 446 nomoro kimpiwa fela gaule feselo ngeke ukhokhe lutho ngempela mawufuna ukukhulumisana nathi this evening, and you're more than welcome to do that. We're talking about issues that are around domestic violence leading to what we call intimate femicide, and the safety plan that one needs to have or one that needs to put together before it's too late, let me put it that way. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about this evening. So 0800 142 446. Let's talk about statistics. What have we seen so far in terms of, are the statistics rising? Are they constant or are they dropping? What is happening with regards to the whole issue of domestic violence when it comes to stats?
You see, when it comes to statistics in South Africa, especially with domestic violence, we don't have a reliable statistics yet.
Right.
And I don't think that there is any country that can come out and say that they have a reliable statistics.
What is the cause of that?
The reason for that is because of the I think that is going to change.
So people
I don't want to come out because I still love him. I believe that when he beats me up, it means that he loves me. So it's a lot of stuff, that makes women not to come out and report. And you would find that a lot of women are in abusive relationships, and some, they don't even know that what is happening to them it's abusive, and and of course that talks to education, that we really need to intensify our education program and be able to reach out to as many women as possible. But just to respond to your question, I can say that in terms of, I'm gonna give you the statistics of the protection orders that we get, because that is what at the court we are able to measure, as to how many women then are coming forward. We have been experiencing a rise, and I will be comparing with the statistics that we had in the previous financial year, that is 2014-2015. We had 264 and 51,000 applications, new applications coming, and those are coming in addition to the ones that we had. And we saw a rise then. I was saying that I made a mistake. It's 2014-2015. I'm comparing the two previous financial years, the 2014-2015 and the 2015 and 2016. 2015-2016, 576,000 applications nationwide, new applications. It's not like the application that have been in the system. These are the new applications. So we experience a rise of 4.35%. And there might be a number of issues that are contributing to that. One, these statistics might be telling us that there's a rise in domestic violence, right. Or it may tell us that the public education that we are doing is working. So now women are coming out to take an action, and that is basically what we wanna do. So there are many reasons that make us not to know, as I mentioned earlier on, that it's difficult to collect the accurate statistics. And one of those is because of the fact that they go to police, lay a criminal charge, and the police will say to them that go to courts to apply for a protection order when they come. And we have a high volume of those applications that do not reach finality. The court will issue the interim protection order, and with the interim protection order, you are expected to come back on a date that is set for you to come back, where the respondent will be responding to your allegations. But then we'll find that a lot of those cases do not get to finality because the victims disappear from the system. And when we track them down, they'll say that I have reconciled. No, he said to me that he's gonna kill me if I continue with this process. And then to bring them into the system, then it amounts to what we call the secondary traumatization, because you don't want to force them to do something that they do not want to do. You know, it's those things, but then we have been experiencing a rise.
All right, let's take Lebo Han from Ediwell North. Good evening to you, Lebo.
Yes.
Sir, how are you doing?
I'm good on yourself, my brother.
I'm well, thank you. Maybe let's close that radio behind. I can hear it. Lebo Han. Dumela ntate. Dumela. Potso ha we re imbra lebs.
Mamela putlo ke ena KB batho bana ba qadile ba ratana mme ba ba maratong, then ba hola ba dula ba le babedi ba bana le bana ha o sona le bana ba chata ba se ba chatile ntate o qadisa bana le jealousy ha ka ta bana le jealousy ya hae imli dishetsa hore a be abusive mme hobane ke ena sebetsang ntateno, then o abusive bon ba hae o dula o tla mme ene mme a tsamaya a bula case, ha bula case. After a while, uyaya uyotima case yena. Ubula case ashatwe anabule case ayihlakule. What can we do in order to assist bomme bana? They must they must not be in that fear. Uban babati babangata bomme banze mbaphila katlasa that fearless intelu hobona. Thank you, KB.
Let's take Patco from Hilton. Patco Hilton.
Dumela ntate wa Sundown.
Yena ka sebele ntate wa ka. Yena ka sebele.
Thini ya ka ijo wena ntate.
Re tla bua ka tsona mafello ka show. Wona o ska di lebala di bele mo side. Potso ha o re.
Okay. All right, abuti mangulise kuma mangapho na ukaraba ndibulise. Right. Nombuzo nje I think maybe elandeleza bi comment. Umbuzo wokuqala benifuna ukuqonda ukuthi since sisazi ukuthi inyanga yomama ne, and then kuko otata pha emakhaya ufumana ukuthi qoqo ngoso ngulohlanu qoqo bayayazi ukuthi azohlukumeza omama. Ingaba ke pha u-advocate bangenza kanjani especially kwezidorobha eziningi beze so that bazo-educate abantu abangomama, ngoba exesha elininzi umama uzawuthi bethwa apha endlini akaphumi aye ngaphandle emapoliseni, uzivale lapha endlini i-weekend yonke aziqabe ngepolisi so that angakwazi ubonakala uba ubethile ngutata. Xa kubuzwa uphi uthi hawu umama ukhona akaphilanga, uyayibona loo nto leyo. And then kumbuzo wami wokuqala lo, umbuzo wami wesibini phakathi like kwindawo ezifana no-Port St. John's njalo deep phaa kwi-rural areas kukho le nto efana ukuthi kuthwalwa kwabantwana. I think ngokubona kwami enye yento efana ukuthi bayahlukumezeka oomama. Ingaba icala elo le-Department of Justice bangenza kanjani ukuthi le nto ukuthwalwa kwabantu khitshubeliso kasuthu ibe iyaphela, because most abantwana ngoku siya kuDisemba bazawuthwalwa bathathwe botshatshiswa namadoda amadala. Ingaba loo nto bangayinqanda njani le-department so that bakwazi ukuthi bahlale be-free ngalo lonke ixesha abantu basetyhini? Ndiyabulela kakhulu ngoba mntakanami community radio.
Ndiyabulela Patco from Hilton there. Let's go to Anonymous. I've got it right this time. I didn't say anon, eh? My producer's laughing at me. I've got it right this time. Anonymous, good evening to you.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for calling in. How can we help you?
Yes. I don't know if it's within your topic, but it's a legal matter. I just want to find out. Somebody that I know very close was arrested for indecent assault for a certain charge, and then on ladies. But as time and years went by, when they went back to his file, when it's time for his release, they find that file has been changed, information has been changed.
Okay, Anonymous, I'll tell you what. I'm sorry to just barge in like that. This line is not clear at all. I'm just battling to hear you. Don't worry about it. We're going to call you back. Just hang up for now. and then we'll just reset the system and call you back again, just to try and get a clearer line so we can help you properly there. So don't worry about it. The producers will give you a call now shortly. All right, 28, my Met serves me right, 28 before 7, 0800 142 446, 0800 142 446. While we're resetting those lines, maybe let's try to answer these two questions here. The one wanting to find out, jealousy driving men insane. To a point where you grow up with somebody, you struggle together, you go to school together, maybe go to varsity together, and for some reason doors open sooner than they would to a man and to a lady, and you get married to them, and all of a sudden things change.
And that's what we are experiencing right now, pursuant to the enactment of the gender equality. Of the employment equity legislation that then put women on the same par with men. Remember that domestic violence is about power and control. It's about that, men thinking that there is unequal power. They have the power that is inherently above women. By birth. By birth. So it entitles me, to have control over you. So I think that is basically that. Your question was what again?
The whole thing about jealousy.
The jealousy issue.
Yeah.
You see, it comes from that. And one could link it to that as a cause, not as a contributory factor, as a cause, because it's about how you look at yourself as a man, and you look at that woman. You think that then you belong to me, you are mine, and you are my property. So I have every right to treat you anyhow because you are mine. And it goes to those issues of the lobola culture and all that. So that goes to a man's head and think that I've got you are my property as a woman, and there's no such thing, and that leads then to that control, which is jealousy.
Let's talk about, now that you're mentioning issues of culture, which brings me to this question that just came in from Padko. Kushobedisa. He says, Uktwalo.
Ukutwala.
Yes, uktwala.
Ukutwala.
I must get my tongue right. I must say the right things here. Yeah, but I mean, others can say, look, I mean, that's how things have been done in the past.
It's a custom.
So what's wrong?
It's a custom. But then, that's what if you go to the traditional leaders will tell you that it's a custom. Yes, we respect it as a custom, but then it's not a custom that is legal if it contributes to the right of any person, the constitutional right of any person, because this one, it does it to a certain extent depending on how it has been exercised.
Okay.
Because ukutwala custom, if there's agreement between the parties, then that's how it legalizes it. But then if there is no agreement, and then you find that, and also the issues of age, because you cannot ukutwala a child and expect that child to be your wife. I mean, that's illegal in South Africa. So that's how it is practiced. That is, some people practice it, that makes it, that then criminalizes it. But then there's a lot of work that is being done, investigation on what should be done legally to deal with this issue. And it's something that my department is working on with the South African Law Reform Commission to look at how, this issue can be dealt with, because now there's a thin line between it being a custom that is respected by people, that does not have a criminal element, and it being a custom that's got a criminal element. And I might be wrong to even refer it as a custom when it has a criminal element, because some argue and say that it should not be even considered as a custom if it's got a criminal element.
Wow. 0800 142, time flies, I tell you what. 24 just before 7, 0800 142 446. Anonymous in Klerksdorp. Anonymous Klerksdorp.
Yes.
Good evening, you're back again. I think this line sounds a bit better.
Sorry?
You can go ahead, ask your question. Okay, this is second anonymous. Okay, anonymous, the second one. The first one, we're still trying to get a hold of the first one. Okay, anonymous, what is your question? You from Klerksdorp. Thanks for calling.
Yes. Hello, everybody there.
Yes, we're listening.
Hi, anonymous.
Yes, how are you?
You know what, anonymous?
Okay. Thanks for asking.
Oh my God.
I tell you what's happened. Have you got your radio on?
I'm a little far from the radio.
Okay, be far away. Be more far. Don't be a little, be far, because I think you're trying to listen to yourself on the radio, so it takes a bit of time for you to respond. Nonetheless, what is your question? How can we help you?
Hello?
Okay,
Hello, sir. Can I ask you a question?
Go for it. Ask your question. We're listening.
Yes, I'm calling from Klerksdorp. I was a victim of emotional and psychological abuse for the past 9 years. Now, I'm in the process of divorce. And now my elder son doesn't want me to divorce because he's scared that we're going to lose the house, and now where are we going to stay? So it's a very, very serious problem for me, because now I don't see me staying with this husband of mine, the ex actually, because I've gone through a lot of depression, stress, to an extent of getting heart attack and a pacemaker inserted in my heart. So I've decided to go on with the divorce, but my son doesn't allow me to do that because he's scared if we lose the house or if something happens, where are we going to stay?
How old is your son?
My son is 22 years.
He's 22 years old.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just correct one thing, and I'm breaking radio rules now, but that's all I'm going to say. Okay, just one thing. You're not a victim. We've just spoken about it. We want to call you a survivor because you're still strong.
Of course.
For you to be able to pick up a phone now and call us and say, hey, guys, look, it's tough, but I need your help. I cannot do it by myself. For you to be able to just do that and to take certain decisions like what you're wanting to do at the moment, that tells me one thing, that you're not a victim. All right?
Exactly.
You are a survivor, and you're going to go beyond the survival state, and we're going to try to help you to reach that state, rising above the survival state. Would you like to jump in, Advocate?
Yes, I would like just to ask as to whether she's got an attorney to assist her with the divorce proceedings. Have you started the divorce action?
Okay, I think
Anonymous.
she's gone. Let's get her back on the line because we'd like to interact with her. Let's get Anonymous back on the line because we'd like to speak to her quickly. It's a serious one, this one. We cannot let go. Let's go to Mutla Tupa. Let's get that Anonymous back on the line. Mutla Tupa, good evening to you while we wait for Anonymous. Mutla Tupa. Mutla Tupa. Okay. Mutla Tupa, good evening.
Thank you, Subha.
Hey, potso ha o re.
Ke kutlu ba re taba tsena ke tsa bo mme fela ke a hana jwale ke re le nna ke le hlasi tala tabena ke kopa thuso ka moo.
Okay.
Wa tseba ntate Karabo mme eo ye ke dulang le yena o na le tendency yana ya hore ha bana ba heso ba tsile ka haka a ba jwetse mantswe a jwang ang threatening ke ba bona le ha ke le mosebetsing ke dutse fela mosebetsing ka ikotela le kholisi ra itulela ha fika o tla ba waka a nkwake o tla bona ba ke ntungwe ngata fela ne so bothata ke hore ngile ka etsa protection order fa ke mo etse protection order ke abusing tenant ke tsanya so hodimo ntso le jwalo le bosiu ha ke re e ditokelo tsa ka he o ile tsa hore tsamaya o ye flageng o ro fumana ditokelo tsa hao mono tsa bosiu o ile a bona ntate wa.
Okay. Mutlathupa, thank you so much for your courage, Ndadwaka. You are the first male that has ever called in to say, look, don't be mistaken. Ina sitaba fela ya bomena. Lorna banna ya ra affecta ina. So big ups to you. I've got a lot of respect for you as a man to rise up and do that. Arabona go rotla thusa bang Tate Mutlathupa again.
Thank you di kopa dikeletso tseno nta. Kopa
he o mamele mo radio.
Thank you nta.
We've never had this one before, where a man calls in and say, "Whoa, I respect and I
yes.
the way you're going but we've got men who are suffering as well in silence. And he's the one.
Oh, okay.
He's the one. He says he's being abused at home. All right. What we spoke about now earlier, jealousy. The tides have turned now. The lady's the one that's jealous. The lady's the one that does it all, like we've explained before. The lady's the one that says, I don't care about your police, go to them. If you want your rights, you're not going to practice your rights here in this house. You're going to go practice your right there where the flag is up in the air. How do we deal with men who are suffering and perhaps even suffering in silence?
You see, with the issue of men, they need to understand that the domestic violence also protect them as well. It's a gender-neutral piece of legislation. So every right that is there is their right as well. So he's got a right to apply for a protection order. And some men will say that when I go to police station, I get humiliated. But I want him to know that to apply for a protection order, he does not have to go to police station. The place to make this application is the magistrate's office, and the application is done with the assistance of our clerks who are trained in domestic violence. But I would like then to say to him that it's something that I usually do when it is a man, because I know that they have a challenge of going to court, is for him to get my contact details at the end of the show, and we'll be able then to reach him and assist him to go and obtain a protection order. But to other men out there, you can go to the magistrate office and apply for a protection order, and nobody's gonna laugh at you. I mean, you state your issue, you take the form. You can even go to our website and take the form there, complete it, and put it there and go to court, to make your application there. You can complete the form on your own. You are allowed to do that. But I also want to say that there is a part there that is paragraph 5. In that paragraph 5, you can mention what the perpetrator has done right now, and even the acts of domestic violence that you experience in the past in this relationship or at the hands of this person. So you don't have to focus on one thing.
16 before 7 o'clock. Anonymous from Klerksdorp is back. Anonymous, my apologies. I think that line got cut off prematurely there, but thank you so much that we managed to get you back. All right, what is your question?
My question is, my son doesn't want me to go ahead with the divorce, as he's scared that after the case, we're going to lose the house, and now where are we going to stay?
Okay, we want to just interact with you. In fact, I'm going to hand you over to Advocate here just to have a two-way with you, maybe for about a minute, just to get more information, and we'll take other callers afterwards. Just a minute, Advocate.
Yes, very quickly. Do you have an attorney to assist you with your divorce proceedings? Is it an action that you have already instituted?
Yes.
You have already done that, so you've got an attorney.
Yes.
I'm at loss right now, because I mean it is his responsibility or her responsibility to ensure that you don't lose the house.
Yes.
But you see, in this regard, it's the son is worried that they're going to lose their house. How do we... I don't think Anonymous has got a problem with going ahead with a divorce. It sounds like it.
She has already started.
She's already started the process. The son has got a problem with that. The son thinks they're going to lose their house. How do we deal with that?
With the son?
Yes.
I think that it is information. Sometimes, we have these fears because of the lack of information. I would suggest that you take your son, because he's old enough, to one of the sessions with your attorney, so that your rights are explained and the way that the case is going to be dealt with, and the issue of the house to be also dealt with. And of course, we are dealing with somebody who is now over over, who's no longer a minor. But then I also want you to know that in South Africa now, in terms of the Maintenance Act, for as long as your son is still dependent and going to school and all that, is still considered as somebody who is a dependent of your husband. So will then also be entitled to the house if that's the situation. So, but I would like you, just because you have already braved up, and taken this action, so you just needed to get that information, the legal, about your circumstances, because right now in this radio slot, we might not be able to get all the details as to what is happening. The type of the marriage is also very critical, but then there are a number of issues that are critical that you can discuss with your attorney. I mean, you have paid him. He needs to do his work.
Anonymous, does it help for now?
Yes, I think it helps for now, because now it's 9 years now that he left me with the kids.
Okay.
9 years now, but it's I've decided no.
In the 9 years, has he paid any maintenance and tried to help you guys out?
Nothing.
This is Oboy again.
But you would get that.
Monday we were at court trying to increase the maintenance. He refuses.
Okay.
No, you can get that money in terms of the Maintenance Act.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We're going to give you numbers at the end. You know what I would like you to do? I would like you to see somebody one-on-one. Can we organize that, Advocate?
Yes, yeah.
I know she's got a lawyer, but in terms of information and so forth, maybe even with a lawyer. Anonymous, we're going to give out numbers at the end. Call that number. We're going to see what we can do, get you in some way, and let's speak to you.
And as a department, we can also interact with her legal representative.
Right.
Okay.
And assist where we can.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, hang in there, all right?
Okay,
there we go. 12 minutes just before 7 o'clock, 0800 142 446. Anonymous, in brackets, my producer. She writes, Anonymous, in brackets, she writes, the First Lady.
It's the First Lady.
It's not that First Lady. It's Anonymous who called the first time. Hey, what was okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, let's check out Anonymous, the First Lady that called. Let's put it that way. Anonymous, good evening to you.
President now.
Good evening to you, Anonymous.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. I was cut off because of the line earlier.
I think it sounds better now. How can we help you?
Okay. Yes, sir. The thing is that I've got somebody that I know that was charged 43 years for indecent assault.
Okay.
All right. And then on the file, the reason was because of girls. But now it's time for him to come out. When they went to the file to check, they find that it's males and no longer females. How can I try to help him out of this? Because now it's a confusion. They think that he's lying, but the whole process, when his judgment was on females and not on males.
All right, hang on. So when he was incarcerated, he was
charged for 3 cases of female indecent assault. They gave him 43 years.
The perpetrator.
Yes, they gave him 43 years.
43.
Yes, 43.
Okay.
All right. He has served a quarter, I think, of his term, and it's time for him to come out. They did all the appeals and everything. When they wanted to finalize the whole thing for him to come out, they went back to his file. They found that it's no longer male, it's no longer females, but now it's males. How is that possible? Or if I may ask, I don't know in legal stuff. Could somebody have tampered with the file? Could somebody have done something? I don't know.
So it sounds like you to me, because I was scared I was thinking gender transformation, how sex transformation or something like that. But it doesn't look like it is. It's paperwork. It's paperwork that's changed.
Something systemic.
So because of that, now it's affecting a whole lot of things.
Yes, yes. He was supposed to come out this month, but now they are saying they need to find those girls. This was like 1999. So now they can't find those people, and unless they find them, he cannot come out.
It's a correctional services issue.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's something that we can make a referral, to correctional services. Remember that we are falling under one minister, so we'll
Yes,
be able
yes.
then to assist in this matter.
Okay.
Okay. Just listen, at the end of the show, we'll give out a number.
Okay.
Take that number down and let's pick it up from there. I don't think it's one that we can really give you a solid answer during this time of the show, because it needs more details and we'll have to ask you a number of questions. So at the end, we'll give out a number and then call that number will help you.
Okay. Should I call tomorrow?
You can call tomorrow, yes. I mean, call tomorrow, say after 8 o'clock, start calling.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Let's go to Kaya
you,
FM. Kanya FM. I can tell you that now. It's Kanya FM. Bukelwa. Listening through Kaya FM. Good evening to you, Bukelwa.
Kunjani baby?
Ndiyaphila mama kunjani?
Ndiyaphila nami. Nginqonela ukucaphula kumcimbi okuhlukanyezwa kwabomama nabantwana. Uyabona nangona nje case sekho lamaphula enziwayo ngo-government wokukhusela abantwana. Bakhona odade abaqhubekeka behlukumeza abantwana kunye nomama. Kodwa ithola ukuthi omama baziripota ezi cases kuba besithi odade azi-breadwinners ne. Okwesibili bathi xa beno-report ezi cases bahlambalaza imindeni yabo ezizweni. Ingaba mhlawumbi ujustice ikhona into angayenza kule meko ukuba uthole ukuthi nabantwana ngokubakhula phansi kule meko bengakhuselekanga, and kukho i-weekends abantwana sebeyazi uba abazulala ekhawuta kuzobanga umsindo ubusuku bonke. Ujustice angathini ngale ndaba le?
There you go. Advocate.
As women, we really need to be responsible for our lives and also for the protection of our children. I'm not saying that, you buy yourself a gun or something, but then, to do the basic things. And I think that even the issue of the safety planning, will also be very relevant in a case. But we are here to say that please do something. Do something. You're gonna die in this relationship. And I would also like to say that if you know that there is somebody, for instance, even for the one that you are talking about, you can actually go to the magistrate office and apply for a protection order on her behalf. And all that you will say that what will be required there is just a piece of paper. You write, she will write there that I'm giving so-and-so permission to apply for a protection order on my behalf, because our law understands that sometimes women do not want to take an action, but we are there as people who've got material interest in their well-being. So you've got a right to take an action and to apply for a protection order. So that is what I would say that you need to do, and you will do that when she has given you a piece of paper that is written there, I authorize so-and-so to apply for a protection order on my behalf. And who has applied the protection order? It's you. It's not gonna be her. So she needs to be, not to worry about that, because it's you who's gonna be reflected on the application form. So I think that you just need to go to her and ask
for that.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Cool stuff. Let's go to where I was born and bred. You see, where I grew up.
Where was that?
Yeah. It's a place. It's not far from here. You see. Yeah.
Sakufaka ukukhumbula ekhaya.
Yabona ke manje. Even my heart, I can feel my heart, It's a place that houses the biggest team in South Africa. Yabona.
Wow.
Lepola. Yabona. It's Mamelodi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Mamelodi. Okay. Anonymous from Komams. Good evening. Anonymous Mamelodi.
Hello.
Dumela mme.
Le kae?
Re teng le kae?
Ke teng.
Ku utlwa ba re tswa Mamelodi mo kae?
Mamelodi a se pleke ya ka hantle ha ke itsebe hantle. Hona mo tsamaya road.
Hona no, ke bona. All right, what is your question?
Okay, now I'm a survivor.
I got out of this relationship
I like that.
a long time ago. It's about 7 years that I left. I was emotionally and economically and psychologically abused. But finally, I was almost for almost 2 years, but finally I left. The problem is, after I made a protection order, I went to stay in a shelter and all that. When I got help from one of the relatives, I came to Pretoria. So I changed the number because the guy was still calling me or sending other people to call with other numbers. And he has been calling me. He doesn't say anything on the phone. He's just breathing. If he's calling, if he's using another name, I know if somebody's breathing on the other side, it's him. It's 7 years. He's still doing that. He's sending me messages. Sometimes he will tell me, and I know that I frequent that place so much, and it scares me because sometimes I will stop going to that place or maybe move to another place, and he will say, in a such and such place. And I know that is where I am almost every day. So it scares me. So, and then answer Ampona and sending all these messages. He's calling me, sending people to be calling me. So I don't know what to do with it because
that's harassment.
Stalking as well. Yeah.
I don't know where to find him. I don't know where he is. I know the numbers. I store the numbers with all his names, so I know when he's the one calling.
All right. Don't worry about finding him. There are people who can find him. Don't worry about that. When I say people, government is ready and willing to help, and we've got systems in place that can help you. Maybe you just jump in there, Advocate.
In terms of if there's a legislation on harassment that she could utilize, and that legislation allows us to track down the details of the person who's sending you SMSs and making calls and all that. So I would suggest that you go to the nearest magistrate office. The process is free, and but then the costs of getting that, I think that the courts will explain to you as to what is it that's going to happen, because as soon as he's found, there's something that will be happening, to get that. But please go and ensure that you utilize, you exercise your rights in terms of the prevention of harassment.
Anonymous, wa go A5?
No, I don't know this place at all.
Ask people who go A5, go magistrate court, go guy. That's the closest one to where you are. Yeah, just ask around and ask people who go A5, go magistrate court, go guy, and they will direct you there.
Or Karabu yes, angatata my number, ne? And then we'll be able then to somebody will be assisting her.
Okay, we'll do that. All right, thank you so much, Anonymous, for calling in.
Okay.
Let's go to Tsepo, Klerksdorp. Tsepo?
Bumelandad.
Retain that one sound like a favor sundowns. Come going to well, just ask your question then. I'll go ahead that one. Retain that one, okay.
That is the get say promote legs or promote.
I would say Baruto when.
That do it. Man, when domestic violence, Kidimelamuntas, Sonati, the Ojo Alisalimi.
Right.
Why, Sora Kanye?
Catwarandat, yes.
Really, Ojo Alisalimi. Why Department of Justice is our collaborate, maybe the Department of Education and trainer. You would do a colon because one way about the victim. Kumala penga bona bang ba tlo go gola e nna batswadi ba go kopana le problem yo se ba godile so gore ba kgone go di tsena ba kgone go itse go itshireletsa le gore ba kgone go di tsena ba kgone go di etsa go di tlhola yang ba tla kopana le tsone so di tsa ba collaborate le bo Department of Education bana go go sa go dikolong ha ba go go dikolong gore ba go go dikolong le gore la ba gola ba itse gore la ba tla kopana dilo tsone ba kgone go di etsa yang ba yana ka tsela eo gongwe ka seletsa e kgone go the statistics tsa domestic violence
for your advice. Appreciate it. Tapo is saying basically basic education is vital. These things that we're talking about this evening, we need to start them from when our kids are small. You need to collaborate, he says, with the Department of Basic Education and start these processes there. Do you agree?
Yeah, we actually have the National Intersectoral Committee on Domestic Violence with I chair, and it's got all these departments. And the department that is missing in that committee is the Department of Basic Education, although they are visible then in other intersectoral committees that deal with sexual violence. So we will consider that and ensure that it is done. But I also want to say that my department goes to schools and do public education. We do a lot of that, in public education. But now what I think that he says is that it needs to be put in the curriculum. And Department of Basic Education has done that, but then we just need to ensure that it is put in a deeper level.
All right, let's take one last caller. We haven't spoken about my plan. We'll touch on it
we
very
haven't
quickly.
even spoken about intimate femicide.
Can you believe it, eh? Can you believe it, eh? Listener-driven radio. You program something and listeners take over. But let's take this caller quickly. Mrs. Mukwena from Soweto.
Advocate.
Ninjani ma?
Hey, asikho kahle baba, bengicela ukuthi angincede u-advocate.
Masizwe ke ma.
Advocate, ngicela ukuthi ungincede kule matter. Angazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Kusho ukuthi abantwana after being kidnapped by grandparent paternally wase-KZN, i-social worker igenge against me nalo paternal grandparents, and then i-report usekaze wathi akayithuna amaphoyisa ukuthi ngizoba arrested, but abantwana bomntanami lapho. Kodwa ke manje ke sebabathathile, kusho ukuthi according to i-report le ebhalwe yi-social worker sebawela ngale kulo mama lo wase-KZN. So as a result uphila into yamaphoyisa, and then uthumela nabanye abantu ukuthi bangifonele bangithuke. Manje kumanje abantwana abafundi bahlezi khona manje ngapha i-case yakhona ke ngiyengahamba ngayo i-reporter khona laphayana e-Department of Justice. Manje angazi because ngale ndlela le i-report yakhona mangibabuza ukuthi kuza kanjani ukuthi lo mama lo ahlale athatha abantwana une-report mina enginganayo. Manje
Okay, just in the interest of time, Nyabona, we've got only 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go. You've got the details, Advocate, slightly.
I think that let's take her details.
We'll do that.
And then we'll be able to assist her.
Guys, let's take those details down, and it's one of the callers we're going to have to follow up. Producers giving me thumbs up. Maybe just, we haven't touched on my plan. Can you briefly maybe just...
The safety plan, briefly, it's about you taking a responsibility as a woman who is in an abusive relationship. Remember that we have a legislation that cannot force you out of the abusive relationship. We give you your rights and say that you have a right to apply for a protection order or to lay a criminal charge if the act of domestic violence constitutes a crime. That's what we say, but then we don't hold you with the hand and ensure that you do that. So it rests on you. It's your choice to exercise those rights. It's something that South Africa we really needed to look into and see as to how we can stop it, change our law in that regard. So what we are doing then as the Department of Justice now with this safety plan, we are saying that we can't be at your house when it happens. So when it happens, then begin then to do a plan, which is a personalized plan, safety plan. You look at your specific needs as to what is it that I need. If you are probably having a disability, it's one of the needs that you need to put in. So you list your needs in that plan, and the plan is a booklet that you complete, and so as to keep it. And we say very briefly that remove any dangerous, the knives in the kitchen. We like to display knives as women, and probably the pots and all that, that are beautiful. Then we are saying that anything that can be used as a dangerous weapon, clear it from your house. But when you do that, don't do it in a way that will alert the abuser that you are staying with. Do it periodically. Remove that and all that, and determine your escape route from your house.
Wow.
And practice that and see as to where does he normally beat me if he beats you or sexually abuse you. Then in that place, then you have then to look at ways in which you could escape unharmed from that situation. If you're gonna be using, you identify your escape route and your escape point that you will be using, and you ensure that you practice it during the day, and you identify the rescue person that you trust, somebody that you can call and say that now it's starting, and you don't have to make a call. You might probably just send a blank SMS to that person, and that person will know that now it's happening and call the police. And you need to prepare and pack your escape bag as well, and ensure that you pack light and put in your medication, sometimes you will really need money. You need in your escape bag to put money as well, your ID and the other stuff that you're gonna be needing. If you've got children, their favorite toys, you put them in, but you must pack light, uniform and all that, and have that bag place where you're gonna be at that point, at your exit point. You ensure that that bag is gonna be easy to grab and to run away. Use the shelters. You can run to a shelter and ensure that you make the contact with the shelter before you can exit, or you talk to a relative or to a friend as to where you can escape to. So it's basically about developing some kind of safety in your house and planning it, and ensure that you have the contact details of the people, and you have a separate what is it that we use, SIM card. You must have a separate SIM card so that you are not traceable. So it's about those issues that will help you, in a nutshell, as I'm rushing right now. But you need to ensure that you develop a safety plan for yourself, and the safety plan is available in our courts. There are people who are there will be able to assist you to complete your safety plan. We are calling it personalized because it must be about your issues, and you complete it according to your needs as a person.
I know. I mean, but is this what we put our women through?
So that you don't die.
I mean, no, this is not right. To have somebody live in their house and now they, your typical door now has got to be an escape plan.
Exactly.
No, man, Bafetu, we need to, let me not, no. 9 minutes after 7 o'clock, let's wrap it up. Thank you so much to all the radio stations who've partnered with us this evening. Thank you so much to all the callers who've came in, and a special thanks to our guest this evening. And this is Advocate Praise Kambula, somebody who's very, very passionate with issues that's got to deal with women empowerment, issues that's got to deal with the rights of the vulnerable groups. And that's exactly what she's doing at the DOJ and CD. Thank you so much for your time once again.
Thanks, Karabu, and to your listeners as well.
There we go. Big ups to the technical team. We've got Mr. Regis Sanyani, who's doing our audio for this evening. We've got Nonhla Ndawonde, who's doing telephones this evening. And we've got Brafaith as well, who's on camera. So if you want to check this program out on YouTube, you're more than welcome to go and do that. Just type in Let's Talk Justice, and you will see this program and many other programs that we've done already, and those that are going to happen in the future. From myself, Karabolans, the sundown on Nigeria. Let's leave it at that. We'll meet. Let's meet again. Bravo.